Joining me now for more on this, Australian Chamber of Commerce and Industry CEO Andrew McKellar, also over in India. Thanks for your time. This relationship, it's often spoken of as a sort of, not necessarily under-resourced, but probably not the sort of relationship it could be at a trade level. Has this been on the Australian government's side, or is this a case of India, very slowly opening up to the world, a bit more of a closed economy than some others?
Well, hi, Tom. Great to be with you. Look, I think it is a bit of a circumstance. It's really hard to attribute why that's been the case. I think doing business in India historically probably has been difficult, but the country is developing very rapidly. Now we are seeing them making huge progress in a number of areas, and I think there is a lot of common ground that we're identifying between the two economies, the business communities. There's a lot of goodwill, and I think people see that it is a critical time for us to begin to really focus on diversifying our trade outcomes.
Okay, and where are the areas where Australian business really want to make those connections that so far they're not going at the rate they should?
Well, I think there are huge opportunities. It's in a couple of areas. I mean, if you look at the existing trade patterns, there is already quite strong connection in terms of food products, raw materials, some minerals. Look, there's an opportunity to expand into emerging areas. So things like renewable energy. India is very committed to making progress in that space. We've got, I think, both relevant resources and expertise that we can bring to bear as part of that. That will create demand for Australian raw materials further, for processing of those, and also for the know-how. Areas like infrastructure. India's developing its infrastructure capacity quite rapidly now. And the other area which I think is very important is the people-to-people connection. So our services. It's a growing tourism market. It's an area where there are many international students wanting to come into Australia. So our education sectors are very important. And of course, skilled labour. But you go beyond that, things like digitalisation, digital healthcare, all of these areas I think are exciting opportunities where we can make huge progress in quite a short space of time.
All right, and when your organisation or others you're talking to are having these conversations, are there people and businesses and sectors in India saying, look, we'd love to open up more, our hands are a bit tied by the government? Is that happening?
Well, I think the agreement that was put in place in December last year was a very good and significant first step, as we heard Minister Farrell say, in just the first month of that. $2.5 billion worth of trade value coming in at the new tariff rates. So that was a good first step. There's a comprehensive agreement that's been in the pipeline for some time. It's very important now that we do see more progress on that because that really will provide much greater opportunity to expand into some of these other emerging areas that we do want to see develop.
All right, we'll wait and see what comes out of this. Andrew McKellar over there in India. Plenty of handshakes and meeting doing your bit. We'll see for diplomacy. Thank you.